what happens when God calls you to write a book? When God calls you to write a book, He's giving you a great responsibility that goes beyond completing the book and getting it into the hands of readers. Hello, I am Aisha, an author coach, and self-publishing partner. I help women finally write and self-publish the book that's been on their heart with strategy, consistency, and confidence. When God calls you to write a book, He is asking you to step into a leadership role. As writers, we have the power to influence how others view the world and how they choose to show up in it. Our words hold weight. The message that we choose to share, the stories that we decide to tell, the wisdom that we decide to impart, and our delivery in that message all have the power to impact the reader one way or the other. Therefore, in order to answer God's call to write a book, we need to become good leaders. Jesus calls us the light of the world. In Matthew chapter 5, verses 14 through 16, Jesus says, "You are the light of the world. A city built on a hill cannot be hid. People do not light a lamp and put it under the bushel basket. Rather, they put it on the lampstand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven." If God is calling you to write a book, know that you're a representation of Him, whether you explicitly mention Him in your book or not. Because you are a light, your words will bring hope, encouragement, and empowerment to your readers. So what is the responsibility of a good leader? As a leader, you should know your identity and stay true to it. As leaders, we should be able to answer the questions, who am I? Who is God calling me to be? What are my values? What are my beliefs? When we know who we are, we show up authentically in our writing. Our values and beliefs are extremely clear. We are super intentional about being a light to others. Therefore, we're intentional about how we craft our message in our books. When we know who we are and we stay true to that, it's also hard for us to fall victim to the pressures of trying to appeal to the masses and watering down our message for fear of judgment. As leaders, we know who we're writing for and we know who has called us to write. Therefore, we show up confidently in our work. What other responsibility does a good leader have? A good leader needs to have integrity and exercise vulnerability. As writers, we build connection with our readers through sharing personal stories. They're able to see the human side of the person behind the pages. They're able to relate and feel less alone in the challenge that they're facing. And when I say the challenge that they're facing, I'm specifically talking about if you're called to write a nonfiction book. Typically, someone is picking up your book because there's a problem that they want to solve, and they believe that your book can help them do that. This is also another reason why vulnerability and integrity matters, because they see that you have overcome this thing and they can too. Through your integrity and vulnerability, you set your reader up for success. Again, it's our responsibility to be vulnerable and honest about our experiences. So don't downplay what you have gone through. If you do, you risk the chance of robbing someone of the connection and solution that they need. On the other side of the coin, don't embellish your stories either. Again, you are called to be a light, and as a light, you're a reflection of God. Therefore, always operate in integrity. Be honest, be truthful, be vulnerable, and the people who your book is for will connect with you. As leaders, we're also responsible for having a servant's heart. We should be thinking about our readers' needs first. They picked up your book because they believe that it holds the answers to their challenge. So as a good leader, we should be approaching our writing with the mindset of, why is the person picking up this book? What information do they absolutely need to know that will help them along in their journey? How should I deliver the message in a way that resonates with them, right? Do they need a guide, a teacher, a friend, a big sister? The tone of our words impact how the reader receives our message. As writers, we naturally have a lot to say. We have an abundance of experiences that we want to share. But part of having a servant's heart and leading with a servant's heart is sifting through those stories and experiences and identifying the ones that the reader actually needs to hear. If you so desire to share a story, but it's misaligned with the message that the reader needs to hear, then we have to tap into our servant's heart and focus on what that reader needs and save that story for another book. This is what it means to lead with a servant's heart. This is what it means to write with a servant's heart. Having a servant's heart also means leading in love. When you set out to write your book, don't think about what you can get from the reader. What does that mean? Don't think about all the sales that you can get, the recognition that you can get, the status, the approval, all of the vanity metrics. Don't think about those things. The awards, the accolades, how much the book can help you grow your business. These things can come with the territory of writing a book, but as leaders, we should never lead with it. That should not be our motivator for writing the book. Instead of thinking about what we can get from the reader, we should be thinking about what we can give to the reader. What knowledge can we share with them? What encouragement can we give them? How can we help them build their confidence in this thing that they're seeking out? The responsibility of writing the book that God has called you to write is weighty. Think about this. How will you show up as a leader in your author journey? Drop your response in the comments. I'm looking forward to reading them and connecting with you there. Thank you again for being here, and I'll see you all next week.